landed or something. I don't know. All right, here we go. This is game number 3 from Ninthghost, who got second place at the last one, and Utracjusz in I don't know if you played the last one or not. All right, so mulligan decisions. I think it's a pretty clear throwing away this Grandmaster's ear, and then that's probably it, right?
Yeah, because all the rest of this you really want to keep.
Also, I love the Arcanist strategy in this in Ninth Ghost's deck. He did it last time, and he's doing it this time. Yeah, it's just you just get to spam the board with stuff.
Yeah, the ability to get like those huge bodies that your opponent has no hope of dealing with when they have like 12 or 15 HP is just so nuts.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Okay. Oh, I don't want to ruin the surprise, but apparently someone just messaged me and said that they took 24 damage and won with 20 at 1 hit point at one point in time. In the same similar scenario, just like winning at 1 life. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm looking forward to that.
All right.
But I mean, Utra is set up here with a pretty strong hand. He's got the Mist Walking and the Lore Master, so that's going to allow you to plot some really nice burst movement. And he has a Silhouette Tracer on top of this, and this is the strength of the Songhai faction, where if you get these combinations, you're just able to hop all the way across the board. We've seen most of the contention between both players come when you take your first 2 corners somewhat easily. And then when you have to cross all the way across the map is when you start to really get messed up by your opponent's battle plan. And having this much movement built into your hand is just going to do a lot of work for you for sure. You think you missed walking here?
I think you do, yes, because you don't want your opponent to play an Iron Cliff in the corner, right? That's the worst thing that could happen to you right here. Because I think you can mist walking and then play Alcuin to get the mist walking back, which is a pretty strong play in my opinion. Yeah, because if you don't mist walking here, you risk your opponent like blocking your corner, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, what do I do now?
Right, because we've seen it actually where if your opponent's able to stop you from taking your second corner on your half of the map, they just pull ahead of you so quickly when they're already making their way across the top. It's a lot easier to interfere with what they're doing when you're trying to go head to head, which is what we see shaping up here. When they're going to be going head to head against this top row, it's a lot easier to interfere with what your opponent's doing.
Yeah. I do like that little sort of like a balancing act where it's like, all right, my opponent went down. If you decide to go down, even just, I don't even think about it a lot of times, but like if you go down like the same direction as your opponent, you're going to end up having to like cross paths with one another. Whereas if like you go in opposite directions, then you don't have that problem. So I almost think it's like to the advantage of a faction like Songhai with things like mist walking to follow your opponent, because you have ways that can sort of trump what they're doing to like get around them.
Exactly, to just hopscotch over, and then the little incidental bodies you leave in your wake, like the Lore Master or the Ghost Links, can maybe tank something for you, help you clear a provoke, and there's still bodies that your opponent needs to get around. And with the Arcanist strategy, those small bodies can really scale up. Ninth Ghost turning the Alsu and Lore Master into, maybe a really tanky threat.
He grabbed mist walking. I love it.
Steal and mist walking, that is really smart. He's saying, well, I got to keep up with my opponent's movement if I can't cycle beam shocks all day.
Man, I really don't like using it there. Like, I know it's mana efficient to do so, but I feel like you have to save that mist walking is such a valuable thing for Linar. I think you need to save it where you can like jump over.
Where you're actually trying to get through a pinch rather than to put yourself forward a turn.
Yeah, like you don't have that ability in Linar all that much, and Songhai has the ability to like put stuff in your way a lot easier because of whatchamacallit, Blink.
Blink, right. Because we know that Kalios, again, in Songhai in general, doesn't have very large bodies to put, but if you stopped and you have to hit something, then they've already done their job. They're still buying a turn.
I really like tracering here because you put your body right in front of your opponent. Actually, like blinking my Lore Master right behind the Ghost Links, so your opponent can't Tracer either. That's probably what I would do right here.
Oh, that would be really smart. And because he has the Mist Walking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it was gonna reset anyway, and he had the mana. I'd probably have done it. Just I think it's all value play. There's no reason not to, but I don't know. I guess he could just come up and kill this. Oh, yeah, he can come up and kill this Ghost Links anyway.
Yeah. So what this does is if he just can't walk and Tracer. Like if he Tracers into that empty spot, he still can't walk too forward to get into the corner.
Yeah, that's not bad. I like it. All right, so what do you do here?
Oh. And this is tricky because this is what we're talking about, where Utra playing Kalios is extremely ahead. As soon as Songhai gets on that third corner, they can most likely take the fourth corner all in the same turn, and you can't respond. So I think what you do here is maybe try to get the an Arcanist body block fiesta going on.
Body block fiesta, yeah. Like,
because he's got 6, so he can Owl Beast, Roar Aegis.
I just like
and then
this.
Next turn that lets him Beam Shock, also and Beam Shock.
I just like it's really tempting to like always be moving forward, but I think this is great to move back one spot so you can get this Owl Beast in the corner and then Aegis Barrier. Like, that's such a strong play. I really like it. Oh, he did Aegis Barrier? What? That's crazy.
At this point, you've got to just focus on body blocking. I think because the Pandemonium, like, really sidesteps the spell immunity. Maybe he's just going to save it for an additional proc once the Lore Master comes down.
Yeah, I am really surprised he didn't use the Aegis Barrier there. I don't know.
So let's see how he handles this. He needs to get through this provoke at the very least.
So he's going to kill the 3/4.
Ah, I see. Blinking the Ghost Links into range. Then the Silhouette Tracer gets to clean this up.
Yeah. And he could actually use the Jux to... Oh, he's actually... I think I would have Juxed here because this Aegis Barrier is going to be a real problem.
That is true. Once the barrier comes down, you can't select the Owl Beast as a Jux target. So it's just going to sit in that corner and sit and be super tanky.
Yeah, that's going to be a real problem. I guess he still has the Pandemonium combo that he's used the last 2 games.
And it's just a matter of him needing to fish for it. The Aether Master is going to help with that. He doesn't have a Crescent Spear like pre-equipped, right? So he needs to fish. Next turn, he can at the very least maybe replace the Juxtaposition. Like, once you see the Aegis Barrier go down, you know that the Juxtaposition isn't going to be as useful. So maybe you replace that and then just Heaven's Eclipse.
Yeah, probably. He does have this Aether Master too, by the way, which we haven't even talked about. Aether Master is really strong. Like, if you're fishing for specific cards, which you kind of are, you just, get to keep finding all this awesome stuff over and over again throughout the entire game. So he's, he's blinking this guy in the corner.
Wow, okay. Because he didn't play the Lore Master last turn to recover the Beam Shock, right? Because of Mist Walking and Silhouette Tracer, you know the stun isn't as effective. So he's looking to steal other stuff, and that blink is really good for positioning. He's taking a page out of Utra's book where he had used blink on the Pado to put it in the corner. Now he's putting his own big body in the corner.
He still hasn't used either of these barriers. I think the game's over right now. Take it for 1 second, Skarzik.
Will do. Yeah, it's very interesting that he's not using the Aegis Barrier, because at the very least it's going to draw you a card, and making these things spell immune, it forces your opponent to have that big 3-card combo with the Pandemonium, Ghost Lightning, Crescent Spear. So now he can Jux, get your minion out of the corner, then he just Silhouette Tracer and Mist Walking.
Yeah.
So bada boom, bada bing gets the 4th corner, just like that. Like I said, Songhai getting the 3rd and 4th corners all in one turn.
I think that could have been easily prevented by either of these Aether Barriers. I don't know. I don't want to like double or second guess what was going on. Maybe he was saving them, but like if you've got a 6/12 Like, I would just put that in the corner. Never let it move.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Like I said, you have to force your opponent to have that 3-card combo.
Yeah.